Alrighty, fellow deathbats, lady deathbats, fellow gamers, and lady gamers. Welcome into Sinister J's Kingdom. And I am Sinister J, and in this video today, I want to talk about emulation. And where I've come to realize that it's gone to a different level where we can do it now within our web browser. And I was just looking at this yesterday, and I knew about this for a little bit, but this to me really intrigued me, and I did some tests on different games, and I finally figured out how everything works as far as emulating through the web browser. And I just wanted to show you all that today. Now, there are games where you'll run them through the web browser and it won't naturally come out the way it's supposed to. Like one example was me testing out Pokemon Puzzle League. I've tested that out last night and it didn't work properly. But then you take like a 2D game or something from a later console, like the NES, and you can run it perfectly fine. So I just want to get into showing you some examples of this with different games and showing you that you can, in fact, emulate through your browser at this point. So let's get into it. Here we are in the Google search engine. Now, before I get into this, I'm going to explain why this came about and why I was like, how do I emulate games off the Chromebook when I really can't figure it out for myself by using, programs like Dolphin and download the game from the internet? Well, this came about because I was also trying to stream a game last night from the App Store, and the whole Chromebook would lag up and freeze, or it would kick me out, and then I would come back into the stream because that's how either the Wi-Fi was or the Chromebook can't handle it sometimes. So I'm just kind of in an area where I like the Chromebook, but I also don't like it because it's lightweight, it gets done what it needs to, but it doesn't always work as good as it should actually. And I don't have enough CPUs to push that kind of power on a Chromebook, so it's, in the future I'm going to be upgrading to a better laptop at some point. Now, let's get into the meat and potatoes of how great this is and how everybody should be trying this if they want to go back to the old games. And you'll see why I do think this is incredible, and I'll go into the pluses and minuses of this at the very end of the video, so stay tuned for that. Alright, so as you can see here, if you go and just type in emulate games through your web browser, so down here it gives you a few options. Preferably it's already in your search engine, so go to one of these guys. Let me see. There was a good one I found a little bit ago. Emulate. Let's click this. Okay, so we'll go over to this one. So I'll show you everything inside of it eventually. So we're gonna go to this one here and take a look at it real quick, because I know there's some that offers other stuff that some don't. So I haven't really actually messed with this, but wow, this is incredible. I didn't even mess with this one yet. What does it go up to? Alright, as you can see here, it just goes up to it stays in a 2D area. So that's what's pretty incredible about this, is you can run your 2D games without having to buy any form of memory and having it built, having it stay on your computer. Now if we go into one of these, there's another one I saw earlier that I liked, and I don't know where it is. Emulate games through your browser. So I believe this is it. Web Arcade. Did we just see this one? Yes, we did. Alright, so I saw one earlier that, no, not that. I saw one earlier that really intrigued me, and it literally had all the way up to GameCube on it. Now I gotta find it again, but as you can see, there's a bunch here that let me see if it's on here. There was one I saw that was GameCube. I was like, no way. All right, so it doesn't have it here, but there is a one browser that like allows you to play play GameCube games. So emulate GameCube games through web browser. So I'm gonna this one may be it. Yeah. Okay, so you can see right here. You got a choice, and then what you do with is it isn't a download anything. Like you just basically go, like if I want to play Resident Evil, it's gonna give me this ad at first, and let me see. Okay, so you can hit play now, and this is the first time I ever did it from here, so bear with me. Alright, so here's the start screen, game screen. And I'll take you to one more website. Yikes. Alright, so I don't know if you can hear that, but yeah, that was a bit loud and obnoxious. And it's giving me an advertisement. Alright, so it's download error. So GameCube has trouble, as you can see, and let me see. I doubt GameCube is going to work, so what I'm going to do is go back and show you the rest of them. I just want to test and see if GameCube would actually work, and so far I'm learning that GameCube has trouble running in web browsers, but this one right here does the trick. Okay, so I was playing this earlier. Okay, so let's go in and hit play game. All right, so when you play the game, it's going to come to this screen. Hit your selected language after you hit play game, and it'll start loading in for you. And it'll give us, it won't show you any ads or anything. It's going to just play the game throughout, and you're going to be able to run the emulator off it. So I'm going to show you guys something earlier that I did. So I saved it. So I'm just going to show you guys exactly what it is that I'm getting at here. So you can technically go and just come over to your downloads. Now, I was playing green. All right, so you load the game in from there. Now, let's just say I get further out and I want to know how to save the game. So let's go and like walk a little bit, and I'll show you how to save the game, and I'll show you the other options. So, why'd that go all the way down? That's weird. All right, so now if I come back here, I can hit save state. And I'm going to reboot it from this. So there should be a file in there opening up the same thing. All right, it looks like it may have, but let's reboot it completely and see what it does. See if it starts back where it belongs. Okay, so let's hit the green, open, and it did. You're in fact down here. I don't know why. All right, so we're going to go ahead and hit save state again. Should have saved. I'm hoping. All right, let's go a little bit further. Let's go outside. Damn it. So the problem is you gotta like pretty much go and hold on. You gotta go and stay in this screen, otherwise it's gonna do what it does. So hit save state. Oh, that's interesting. And restart it, and it should technically restart from where. So okay, we got 6 in here. Okay, so yeah, so it does start from where you left off without actually saving it in game, and this was incredible. This was an incredible feat on its own. Now let me go over some of the buttons on the bottom here to get you to understand and see. And this is to restart. This is to pause it. So like if you want to like hit pause there, as you know, that saves. This is where you load your file. Here's a controller setup. So you have your controllers right here. I am gonna try it with a actual controller to see what it does at some point, and I'm hoping it works. Sheets. So I don't know what that looks like. Okay, you can add a sheet in here. Cache machine manager, and then export save file, import save file, your sound, menu context, which you can start recording it. All right, I need to exit out of that. Settings, graphic settings, enter full screen, and then exit SJ Emulator. So that's it for that. As you can see, I tested 2 types of games on here. The one I had a problem with the most so far. I'll get into my outro and explain it to you guys there. So let's get into that now. And so now, as you can see, there are plenty of options out there, especially for the people who can't afford to buy retro games or don't have the retro game console. That's the purpose of why they did this, and I think it's a great idea. Instead of like people downloading files, which are still downloading a small file, but it's a save file for the video game. Now, how do I feel about this from a standpoint of Nintendo getting on everybody's case about it? I honestly don't know yet, and I'm hoping Nintendo doesn't go after the people who built these websites, because these websites are amazing, and there's no reason for anybody to get mad, because we're not really taking anything from these companies. They're being left on a website for us to go to and play, and it's kind of like a cloud gaming system, which is free to play for right now. And I'm hoping they don't add a price to that, but if they do, I'd be willing to pay the price for this, because it's just probably going to be like a small fee for like a month, like $10.99 a month or something like that. It's going to be a lot less than Xbox, I can guarantee it. Now, Nintendo should really consider getting on this. I've actually, on X, I've quoted at or tweeted at Nintendo of America and explained this to them a few times, that, hey, you guys should consider getting on a ball of putting the games online so people can have access to them that don't naturally have the opportunity to buy games or play games like they would want to. And that's why like when you look at it as from my standpoint and probably other gamers' standpoint, Nintendo's been really making it difficult for the people who emulate games. And I only know this because I've been emulating games for a while, and I've known people getting on me about doing this. And unfortunately, it's just something I have a habit of doing. I enjoy playing them at my leisure time, and I enjoy experiencing them. Like right now, it's my first time experiencing Chrono Trigger, and I'm liking it so far. Now, there are a few problems with those websites, and one of them, well, two problems I witnessed so far is the games glitching out and not being able to go into the past the cutscene, which is what Pokemon Puzzle League does. And I hope somebody really fixes that, because I would like to be able to play that game. So whoever's getting on these sites or building these sites, please fix that problem, because that's a game I really want to play. And once it's fixed, I'll be very happy, and I'll continue to come back. And I already am coming back with what there is on there. There's a lot of options on there. And the second problem I have is the fact that like the games, like Chrono Trigger, as I'm playing it, it will go and it will take one track from the game and a sound effect and loop that over and over and over until you go back out and reboot the game, and then the game starts from a different point, and then you got it to work again, and then it probably ends up doing it again. So there's 2 problems with this so far. But other than that, I don't have a problem with this. I think this is amazing, and I think a lot of people who are struggling to get games now should get on this. I mean, when you look at it, Nintendo's the only one that's like holding this thing down. But if you go on like a phone, for example, there's a lot of games you can play for free on your phone that are really have beautiful graphics and are pretty much mass multiplayer online. Now there's pieces of it you have to pay for within the game, but the option of playing games for free now is a really big thing within our world, and I do think that it's a lot better now since it's became a mainstream thing. So, and with that said, I hope this kind of stuff becomes mainstream because it's really really incredible. I can just open up a web browser and play a game from it, and that was one of the reasons I was blown away by this. But anyway, if you did like this here, come back for more, and we'll be looking at more stuff like this in the future. We're gonna do more hobby related stuff on this channel and try to stick to that subject. So if you like this, smash that like button and also subscribe to the channel. And I'll be seeing you in the next one, fellow Deathbats, Lady Deathbats, fellow gamers, and lady gamers. Take it easy, rock on, and God bless.